This week, I complete a little dream project that I've had for my 65 Falcon for years, turning my armrest ashtrays into candy holders. Hi guys, and welcome back to Ellie's Garage, where my dad and I are restoring a 1965 Ford Falcon to become my daily driver. And we're learning as we go. Okay, this is something I have been waiting to do since I saw the car for the first time, and that is refurbish these ashtrays. I don't smoke and don't plan to smoke, but I thought this would be the most fun place to keep candy or mints or gum or anything, and I thought that would be hilarious. So that's what I'm gonna do today. The first thing to make this my little candy jar thing, we're gonna need to cut off the cigarette butt thing, whatever that's called. That's going.
That looks great. You want the file?
Yes.
Does that clean up pretty well?
Still a little sharp, so I'm just gonna... Okay, I think that's good.
Nice. You can definitely get in there now.
Okay, now that you can actually reach your hand in here, I need to clean up all the rust. So we have some really heavy-duty rust encapsulator that we got from Eastwood a while back, but I just want to get the majority out of this before we do that.
Do you need a hand or anything? Or
I just want it to be the way it's supposed to be, because that would make it a lot easier. We had already taken this out to see it if it comes out easy, and Dad put it in the wrong way because he thought that was the right way. It's Dad's fault.
You know. Ugh. Yikes.
Yummy. To get into some of the tight spots, I also used our rotary tool with a small, soft brass wire wheel to see if that would help. And it did a good job, I think.
That works pretty well.
Yeah, that works really well. Once I was finished up on the inside, I moved on to the lid, and I wondered if the brass wheel might be able to work there too. Level of, like, I almost want to...
Do you want to try it a little bit on the... Here, wait. Here, so...
I think that helped. Wait.
But yeah, look at that. That seemed to... It's kind of, you could probably still do steel wool. But,
yeah, but that definitely helps a lot. Look at that.
Yeah, I thought that was going to like mess up the finish, but that soft brass really does a nice job.
That's great.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, that's cool. I did not think that was going to work. I thought that was going to, like, I thought it'd scratch it all up.
I mean, there are scratches in here already
No,
from...
but it's more of like a soft, like a hard buffing. That's great. You should do that over all the surfaces. Like pull it out of there, you know?
I want to do it like
That's what I mean on that guy too. I think you should go ahead and pull the
But I think it's going to be easier if we do it like this.
do it in there. I see, yeah.
I think it's going to be so much harder if we get it out.
No, you're right. That's great.
That's great. So next, I followed up with some Wizards Metal Renew polish and some quadruple aught steel wool. That looks great. I mean, it has scratches in it and
some pitting. Oh, but good grief, look at that.
Look, that looks so good.
That's 10 times better.
I'm gonna do that on the inside here. Look at the inside.
Looks really good.
Now that everything was scrubbed and polished, it was time to get the inside prepped for rust encapsulating. It looks a lot better. What we're trying to do is, I got off most of the rust, but of course there's going to be some rust in there. So we're going to coat the bottom and up like half the sides, I guess, with this rust encapsulator, just so that we have a nice, clean, rust-free container for the candy.
You don't want candy next to rust.
Yeah.
Come on.
Who wants that? Okay.
Sensing nuttiness.
I just want a decent layer on the bottom.
That looks great.
Once I got it all coated with a pretty thick coat, I used some smaller brushes to get it right up to the tape line.
Looking good.
I was trying to make the line even-ish. Then Dad and I pulled off the tape and set it aside to dry. Okay, so now that that one's done and drying, we're gonna do the exact same process on this one. Okay, so it has been a minute since we painted these, but they are all nice and dry now. They look really good.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm really happy with the way that they turned out. But now that these are done, we're moving on to the armrests themselves, which have this little metal ring on them. So I'm gonna polish these real quick, but then we're gonna take these out and put it into the new armrest that has been freshly painted. So that's going to be a whole process. We're going to figure out how to do this together. I think in this episode you've already seen me do this. Again, it's been a minute.
We don't have that soft brass wheel anymore. That thing destroyed itself.
Oh, that was destroyed after we did all of it. It was falling apart so bad.
Did its duty, but...
By the end of it, it had like 3 bristles left. Okay, here's something that I've learned recently about working on cars as a girl. Is that I've always wanted long nails, and I grew them out over a period when we weren't really working on the car. And then we went and tried to work on the car, and all of them broke. So I realized you have to have nails for mechanics, but you need real short ones so that you can get in all the little crevices, but they don't break. Pro tip. That looks so much better.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just the first layer of polish.
That's true.
I'm going to do a second layer and then we'll call it good.
I like it.
I haven't got the hang of how much polish you're supposed to put on.
I mean...
Someday I'll have it down pat. Okay, that looks really nice. Look how shiny that is.
Awesome.
And that's going to look so good with... So basically, it clips in on the side with these 2 little metal tabs. And then these other little tabs on the side just kind of hold it in. So I'm going to see if I can bend up the ones on the side. Oh!
Did it come up?
Yeah! I'm amazing. Don't need this anymore.
Did it pretty much just kind of press out just like you
Yeah,
were
so
thinking?
I just took one side and I kind of pressed it up. I don't even know if I bent it that much. I think I bent it a little bit.
So it almost just kind of...
But it almost just kind of presses.
I wonder if you just kind of push it in there.
That's what I
then
was
just kinda
thinking, and then I was
mush it.
going to push
Yeah.
these up. Oh,
Missed a little spot.
yeah. It was really nice for the main part of it, but around the edges was difficult.
Oh, yeah, you got to do a little cleanup real quick.
Yeah. Okay, one thing we just noticed after having these armrests for 3 years is that the new one is taller than the old one and bigger in general. The holes line up. We double checked that because we've run into that problem before. So the holes line up. It's just this is so much bigger than the old one. I just find it interesting, and it's different shape slightly. Okay. Okay. So I have pushed it in.
It looks good from here.
Yes. Now I just gotta figure out how to
Get those little guys in. Yeah. It might be kind of hard, but I think that'll help. Did it go?
Yeah. Wait. Now the true question is, can I like pull it out? Okay. Here's a question.
You want to cut it?
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, get jumping into your cool. Well, show us your cool.
I got a stool for my birthday, so it's all cool.
Nice.
I wonder how easy this is gonna be to cut.
Because I guess the other one did have a indention cut in it, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's all I needed.
Just something to let it get in there, huh?
Some kind of grip. Okay, let's try this again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's better.
Nice.
I think it's sitting down lower.
And that's probably going to go in a little easier.
I think it was as good as it's gonna get.
I think it might have been like that. I mean, that looks really good, Al.
I'm gonna leave it. Close up.
Yeah, look at it. Oh man, that looks great.
Yeah, that looks really good. I'm gonna do test fitting, just make sure we have everything the way we need it to be.
Before we actually get the door panel on.
You know, we're learning.
We're getting there. Looks like it lines up pretty good.
But actually, that looks good. Yeah, that looks good.
Okay. Whew.
Okay, now is for the big reveal. What am I going to put in these little containers that are no longer ashtrays?
Yeah.
So when we first got the car, I saw these and I knew that they were ashtrays, but I thought that was boring. And I thought it would be really fun to put like gum or mints or candy in this. And I've had that idea since I was 14, and now I finally get to execute it. So I spend a lot of time thinking about what to put in it. And I didn't want to put like a chocolate, because that could melt.
Uh-huh.
And that's not smart. And I didn't want to put like mints, because I was thinking of the individual mints, and I don't want those.
You get gross, yeah.
So, I have decided that we're going with Werther's. One, because they're hard candy, so they're not gonna melt. Two, because Carl is an old car, and Werther's is a candy that I associate with my grandparents, because they would always have Werther's in this little candy jar that they had at their house. And three, because they're good. And who wouldn't want Werther's in their car? So, now that we know what candy we're going to put in there, I need to see how much I can fit into one ashtray holder, Werther's holder, so that I know how much to keep in stock. You need to keep like a tally on it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay,
Yeah.
ready?
Uh-huh.
One. See, that looks like it takes up a lot of space. This might not have been a good idea. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it can still close with 6. 7. Is that too far? It can still close with 7. 8. Okay, I think 7 might be the limit for it to close really nicely.
7 is a comfortable close.
7 is comfortable close. It can do a tight close with 8. But I think we go with 7. Because then you open it up and you're like, oh my goodness, there's candy. This must be the best car ever. And I'm like, yes, take a piece of candy. So if you happen to be at a meet that I'm at, I will have Werther's. Like any good car person should. And like magic, the door panel is in. It definitely didn't take us 4 hours since we started shooting this episode. No, that would be wrong. So, door panel is in. This is actually secret. Don't tell anybody. This is the first door panel that we put in completely and are going to put a armrest on.
Actually completed.
So we're really excited to see this for multiple reasons. But if you're wondering how we put this in, there is going to be a completely different episode that's going to show how we did this.
Because we're learning some tips. We're learning some tricks.
Because we learned a few tips on how to do this a little easier. But that is not what this episode is about. This episode is about Werther's.
Exactly.
Sponsor me, Werther's. Okay, that's in.
Oh, that's looking good.
Oh my gosh, Dad, look how well this ties these two together. If you've seen it in past episode, we originally painted these a completely different color. Well, we tried to paint it Palomino, but it didn't turn out right. And then we painted them the same rose gold, and I think it turned out so well.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the big reveal, isn't it?
It really is. It really is.
Yeah, and it wasn't level either.
Oh, nice.
That's so good.
Oh, man.
That's nice. Look, and that's not going anywhere.
It helps snug down the door panel.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice setup. That's pretty. Oh, that looks sweet.
That really does look good.
Having that color as the armrest really, that makes it look so together. Dad. Wait. Were there?
Thank you.
So, what I'm taking out of the garage is that it's really good to have long-term goals, even if they're very small, like a candy ashtray. Special thanks as always to my executive producer, Drew Carter, and all my patrons on Patreon. Thanks for watching, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time in the garage.